definitely. I think we're going to need him more nights than not. And so I think for tonight, he got us off to a good start, made some good plays. Miles got, saw going to the basket a little bit, got us a little separation. But I thought our guys played well. I thought our bigs, did a good job. Quinn did a good job on the, just being a physical presence in there. Jermaine had a big night tonight. He was a presence on the post. He was a presence on the offensive boards. And he took his time. He was patient. When he didn't have something, he was kicking it out. So I thought, young guys, Peyton and Shane, you got to see some of the things that they could do on the floor. But just getting more reps. I maybe probably wish I would have got to start a little bit more time. But, the game was just hard to sub them back into the game up 30. And they understood that. So it's just a matter of us kind of getting something on tape, watching the film tomorrow, getting better, and trying to improve before the weekend.
How much work has Jordan put in to get to the shape he's in and be more explosive as a player?
He's taken it to another level. In the weight room, really with his diet. He really watches what he eats now. I think it's just night and day. I guess when you're sitting in the room, kind of isolated like last year with everything that we dealt with COVID. It's pretty easy to walk and get a Big Mac. You know what I'm saying? but now he's, so they tell you, he drinks water and I think, and you see it. There was that dunk that he had, to tonight. He couldn't have done that a year ago. And a lot of it wasn't his own fault, but I think he really, made up his mind that he was going to change his body, and him changing his body and putting him in a great position to be a go-to guy for us. Him and Scotty. When Liam, gets back. Jermaine showed some flashes tonight. A number of guys. Saw Shane and his abilities to make plays. Peyton his ability to catch and shoot. Gabe Dorsey didn't have his night tonight. Trey didn't have his stroke going tonight, but they still did good things. Got us in some good offense. So pretty happy. And Drew Wyckett is Drew Wyckett. He's gonna knock down open shot.
You talked a lot in the preseason about needing to have Scotty not do so much. Is this a game kind of like this, sort of what you were envisioning? When you said that.
Well, no, I was envisioning Rodney being part of that. Something that's going to take, because he just becomes more of a shooting guard for us. Even though he has the ability to run the team, which I just want to give him that freedom to be able to, when he wants to go get the ball, but more so than not, that he can, really focus. When Rodney was with him in a couple of the exhibition games that we had, his defense was tremendous. And he got that quick foul tonight, the offensive foul, and he backed off a little bit, which is natural, just because we know how important he is to us and making sure things go well. I wanted him to back off a little bit, but when he got someone like that, and as Peyton gets more reps and we get more comfortable with Shane being able to make plays and play off the ball, trade, and I think we'll see more of what we envision with that. And he's like I said, I still think he's a 20-some point scorer for us, but I think he's going to be able to get some upwards of 8 or 9 assists with the guys. Get 2 or 3 early in the game with Miles. Miles, one of those fast starter guys. If he comes out and he see one, go in, then he's capable of making a couple trades the same way. So I think having the right lineups around him going to allow him to really flourish and as a scorer and a playmaker.
What did you think of the defense tonight?
I thought the defense was pretty good. I thought we did some things. We were aggressive in our traps. And can just sense guys have a better feeling of what we want to get accomplished in our rotations and everything. We got a little careless. Most of their offense came from our bad offense. They were able to transition. We take away a lot of the things that they got in transition. Then we really, a number that we kind of talk about it internally. Hopefully we can eventually get there as the season goes on. But I think when we really get locked in, 50 to 55 is a number that we feel like we should be able to, to hold people. It's way too. They shot too much of a higher percentage tonight than I would like, but a lot of it was our own doing by being careless, with the ball and not getting a great shot. With a team like that, we move from side to side, we be able to get what we want. Then we threw in kind of our, again, I still don't know what I want to call it. It's not quite a 1-3-1. It's kind of a little diamond, half court trap, and force some turnovers there. So we didn't even really get to our normal fist, which a lot of people think is a 1-3-1, which is really just a 2-3 matchup. But we hopefully over the next, these games, where we still try to work those different defense in as we, get closer to SEC play.
Was Man a guy you were thinking about as an interior help before Liam got hurt, or was that something when Liam was out that you started to look
He
at?
was a priority for us to add when Dylan left.
I mean, just in the interior, though. I'm saying, you know what I mean? Just
I don't think we have anybody kind of like him. You know what I'm saying? He's different from than anyone we really had. Because he can face up. He can actually shoot the three. I mean, if you watch his high school film, go back and watch his tape, you thought he was a three-man that was going to shoot threes in college, and then he just kind of filled out in his body, maturity. I mean, he's strong. He's the strongest guy on the team, and if you get him, line him up in probably a 40-yard dash, he's probably top 3 or 4 with speed. So it's just about him being consistent. I mean, he's smart, really smart. The defensive rotations and stuff that we did, he picked it up. I mean, the first day that he got here, I was just like, man, this kid really picks things up. But you never know what they're going to do in the games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's good. It's a pleasant surprise to see him, respond in the game, because he hadn't responded like that, quite honestly, offensively. Maybe he's just, maybe he's one of those guys who just like it when the lights go on. I take that. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are practice guys, some guys are gamers. I take the gamers over the practice guys any day.
He came in here and said he doesn't mind playing the 5. How important is that if you're playing a guy at 6'6" playing center to buy in? That he buys in.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talk about it all the time. This one of our pitches in recruiting is just positionless basketball. Really the 5 is really the other guy, but the 1 we can have our 2 or 3 guy initiate offense. We can have Scotty or Rodney, our point guard, or Peyton. Those guys can become scorers for us and coming off of pin downs and screens. So it's really the only real position where we really want that guy that is the 5 man, and him having the willingness to do that. But I think ultimately, he's his best position for us is probably going to be the 4. But with Liam kind of sidelined a little bit right now, not knowing how long he's going to be out. It's great that he showed that presence that he did tonight to kind of figure out what different matchups. I'm not Q is our starter right now. We envision him being the kind of the full-time backup, but it's great to have options and versatility. And I think those guys present that for us. Him and Terry Frank. Terry does some things for us too that, again, just with his ability to handle and make plays, as he gets more comfortable with everything that we're doing, I think you're going to see things that he can do on the floor to help us as well. Cool.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate you.